Yes, hello, and welcome or welcome back to Mr. Francie Reads. I am, of course, Mr. Francie, and I'm truly honored you've once again chosen to join me today as I go through the first week of October's weekly vlog covering the 1st to the 7th of October 2025. And there is a lot to discuss. So, all right, first off, just a personal update. So I need to go for my next round of blood draws, blood tests recently, and the results were not good. So I've been suffering from a few deficiencies that can be picked up from blood tests recently, and because I am in the middle of major dental surgery, it has made things very tough for me. So one of the big concerns that we had when I did the first lot of blood tests was my lack of iron. And so we need to try and find a way to fix that. Initially, I started taking some Spartone, which is a liquid form of iron, to see if that would make a difference. And then eventually I just started eating as normal food as I could, because to be honest, I have been without teeth for a while now. So I was just like, I don't care. Give me a burger and I'll make the best. And I ate the burger. So I was like, you know what? Nothing's going to hold me back. I'm just going to eat and screw the whole idea of just being on a liquid diet. That's not for me. So, I assumed that I was getting more than enough diet to no longer be on the Spartone, so I stopped taking the Spartone and got my next round of bloods, and my doctor was incredibly concerned because she said to me that my iron levels were actually even worse than they were the first time that I was tested. So, what my doctor wanted to do was put me onto a waiting list at my local hospital, where for free, if you go through the hospital, you can do it for free when you're on the waiting list. I can get some iron infusions, which is going to be so much fun because I have trypanophobia, a massive fear of needles, and so it's like, oh, yes, you know. And another concern that because it all relates to needles, another concern is that I'm very low on my vitamin B12, and so for 3 weeks in a row, once a week, I was having a vitamin B12 injection. I felt rather lethargic and tired prior to having those first three needles, but once I'd had them, I felt a lot better. So I decided to not have them anymore, even though my doctor had advised still have one a month for the next 3 months. And well, my B12 has suffered because of that. So now, not only did I have this most recent blood test thinking everything was going to be fine, but I need to go back to getting my needles, aka injections of B12, and I'm going to go into iron infusions and all of that. Then my doctor rang me a couple of days later and said, "Look, I'm sorry to call you out of the blue, but regarding that application to put you on the waiting list for the iron infusion, the hospital actually needs more than what we tested for during your last blood test. So we're gonna need you to come back in and do another blood test." And of course, I took a moment. I said a few bad words in my head, and then to my doctor I said, "Not a problem. I will be there." And yeah, so those results have come back in. I don't know the results of those tests because it was purely done with the intention to finally apply for the iron infusion. And we'll see how we go from there. But yeah, I have been lacking in energy here and there, also motivation here and there. And that has obviously been quite tough. But if you notice that I have less energy in any videos over the last couple of months or now in the next couple of months, please do forgive me. I am very much a positive person. I always like to see the glasses being half full and, talk about the sun that radiates off the sparkling glass. But if I just seem that I'm a little lower in energy, please know that I am okay. Well, I mean, I am mentally okay. It's just physically that I'm dealing with some things that are going on. Anyway. If you are new, hello and welcome. My name is Mr. Francie, and you are most certainly welcomed here at Mr. Francie Reads. Your metaphorical pouch of glitter is on its way, and when it does get to you, feel free to throw it into the air, because we are a sparkling channel. Now, the good news is that the sparkle does not stop here. I also have a Discord server. We would love to have your company over there, so if you'd like to join us, it is in the description below as well as the first pinned comment. It is absolutely free, and as I say to anyone who's new to Discord, if you can use Facebook Messenger, you can use Discord. It is just that easy. Trust me, if it was a complicated social media system, it wouldn't be for me. It's really easy to use and totally free. We would love to have your company over there. Alright, let's talk TV. So, I have been binging a new show for me, and I mean binging. I have not been watching anything else. I can't stop watching this show. It is so freaking amazing. So, it is called Elite, Elite. You can find it on Netflix, or at least I can in Netflix Australia. I hope you can all around the world. Initially, this was a TV show that was filmed in Spanish, and I believe it is set in Spain, although it may be set in Mexico, but I think it's Spain. I'm sorry, I don't really know which one it is, but it's one of the two. And it's set at this very elite, prestigious academy where a lot of things go down. And it is really, when it comes to genres, it's part this, part that, part this, part that, really. It is like, part spicy, meets part drama, meets part mystery, meets part telenovela, meets part this, meets part that, meets part that, meets part that. It is so good. I am enjoying myself so much watching this show that I haven't really watched anything else. I closed out September watching all of season 1 of Wednesday because I'm doing a buddy read on my friend Jessica's Discord server. Her YouTube channel is Lady Lovestead Reads. Her Discord server is called The Lovestead. And on The Lovestead, we are doing a Wednesday buddy watch together. So we watched season 1 in September. In October this month, we are watching season 2, I think part 1, and then November season 2, part 2. And so, yeah, I am looking forward to continuing on my viewing of Wednesday, but I am absolutely loving Elite. I am so happy that I found this. Truth be known, I did watch, I think, the first episode and a half of season 1 a very long time ago, and what I loved about episode 1 didn't seem to carry over into episode 2, but now all this time later, I was struggling with something to watch, and then, you know, as you do, I went onto Netflix and it said, continue watching. So I'm going, what did I watch that I stopped and haven't gone back to? Oh, Elite, let's give it a go. And yeah, it worked really well for me, so I'm really enjoying that. So now we're going to get on to my reading, and for those of you who are new, I had placed a cozy mystery embargo on myself, which lasted all the way from the 1st of February through to and including the final day of September, but as of the 1st of October, I have no longer placed that embargo on myself. So while all I read was cozies during all those months, I am now well, I feel like I've said Mr. Francie 2.0 so many times that it might as well be Mr. Francie 5.0 at this stage, so we'll just call it that. I am in the era of Mr. Francie 5.0, and back into mixing up my genres, and let me tell you, I am having such an amazing time that I have some big news for y'all when it comes to my... I'm so sorry. When it comes to my October TBR, and that is that I have taken all of my cozy mysteries that I plan to read in my October TBR and shoved them to the back. So anything that was not a cozy mystery is now getting priority, and I'm reading that instead, and I'm having an absolute blast. So I ended October on a high. The first 2 books in the Last Picks Cozy Mystery series were really good reads for me. I enjoyed them both. So the first book that I picked up in the month of October was my very first non-cozy mystery. And that was this book, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is a YA fantasy. I always think that I've muted my laptop and then it does that from Discord, by the way. That's what that is. And yeah. So a while ago, and I mean many, many, many years ago, I do not know which one, but quite a while ago, I picked up another Sarah J. Maas book. It was her adult series, the Crescent Moon series, book number 1, House of Earth and Blood, and I really did not like that book at all. It was so long. I had been reading for a long time and found out I think I got maybe a quarter of the way through before I finally DNF'd because nothing was happening that was intriguing me whatsoever. So I decided, because I was very black and white in my opinions back in those days, that I was going to personally blacklist Sarah J. Maas and make her an auto not by author and never read her stuff again. In the intervening years, many people had suggested to me to pick up one of her YA series, this of course being one of them, and I just kept thinking, no, I don't want to waste my time. There's so many books out there that I want to get to, not only now, but, while I'm alive, that I want to get to, and there's so many books out there that it is the reader's biggest conundrum. If you're a reader like me and you read so many books every month, it is your biggest conundrum. Which books do I actually read? Because I know even if I cram, that I will not be able to read every single book that is out there by the time my time is up here, on Earth. So I just kept saying, no, I won't. And then towards the end of September this year, I went onto my Discord and spoke to my beautiful sparklers over there and asked them for recommendations of books that weren't cozy mysteries. And my dear friend Ducky on the Discord did recommend this book to me. And I thought, you know what? It has been such a long time since I picked up House of Earth and Blood that I really can't tell you anything about what happened because I do not remember it at all. So sure, why not pick up A Court of Thorns and Roses and see what I think? And if I don't like it, well, at least I've read it and I can move on. So I decided, okay, I'll do it. I picked up A Court of Thorns and Roses, fully expecting to DNF this book. And now I'm going to give all of you that recommended me this book and to try the series, so trying it with book number 1, a massive apology. Because this is an amazing book, and oh my goodness, I should have started with A Court of Thorns and Roses, in short, Akota. I should have started with Akota rather than the Crescent Moon series. This is amazing, and I highly, highly, highly recommend this book to any fantasy lover. Sarah J. Maas, what an amazing author, at least when it comes to YA. So the premise of this book is that we follow Feyre, a human who kills a wolf, only it turns out the wolf was actually Fae. And Feyre is human. Moreover, the world was actually serving the world? Oh, the wolf. I wrote world. Go me! Moreover, the wolf was actually serving a high fae known as Tamlin, the high fae of the Spring Court. Tamlin demands his pound of flesh. Feyre must now live with him in his world. Having no choice, Feyre leaves with Tamlin and indeed begins to live with him, hating him. It wasn't her fault she killed a fae. She didn't even know it was a fae. But is there more to Tamlin, the Spring Court, and indeed fae as a whole? So to my thoughts, this book is more than I ever could have imagined. Yes, it's a fantasy, but it's more like a fantasy, a dystopian, a contemporary, a romance, and to whatever degree even a sci-fi, all in one. Feyre is the perfect protagonist, human, but with a spine. I love my headstrong, very mentally tough female protagonists, and so Feyre is definitely the type of character that I enjoy following. So cast aside any and all why me thoughts that usually come with YA books, because normally when I read YA books, fantasy or otherwise, it's always complaining about this, complaining about that, why me, poor me, I'm a poor soul, and I don't want to read that. You may want to, and that's absolutely fine, but I'm not in the space of wanting to read that right now because it's just such a downer for me. And Feyre is definitely not a why me type person at all. So I love that. We have an unapologetically strong female protagonist here, which was very much appreciated. Now, Tamlin and his Fae buddy Lucien are perfect Fae for the introduction to this world for Feyre. Tamlin is as charming as he is menacing, and Lucien is as informative as he is charming. There are 3 distinctive acts to this book, and I loved all 3. The first act was a little slow to begin with, but once Tamlin is introduced, it became quite the ride. I also need to compliment Sarah J. Maas on the beauty that is her writing. If it was music, it would be bright soprano notes mixed with metal darkness, a truly perfect blend. I really, really enjoyed my time with this book. I think, as I say, I enjoyed Feyre being as headstrong and mentally tough as she is. I enjoyed the world building of the Fae. I definitely would have to say it's a soft magic system because we don't know our limitations, but I'm more than okay with that. I mean, heck, I loved the series that we probably shouldn't name. Oh, look, who cares? At the end of the day, I separate the artist from the work. So, just looking at the work, not the artist. I loved Harry Potter, the series, the book series, and that is a soft magic system. This is a soft magic system as well. And so, if that series can captivate me, so too can this one, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I don't normally talk about writing style, but Sarah J. Maas, she just finds the beauty in so many things. Her writing, I say, it's very much like bright soprano notes if I were to translate her writing into music. Very beautiful and serene, and I really fully enjoyed my time with this. I gave it 5 stars. I have been captivated and I need more. So to my dear friend Ducky and everyone else over the years who has said, Mr. Francie, we get it. You DNF'd Crescent Moon book number 1. Pick up this book. My thank yous, my apologies. I don't know what I was doing. I was being cray-cray. I'm now here and I'm here for the journey, believe me. I need more and I need it now. 5 stars from me. I highly recommend this one. The next book that I picked up was a reread for me that I actually initially started in late September because I had the feeling that I may want to continue on to the next book in the series in October or November or December, and I knew that I would be finishing it this month. What I did not know was that I would be able to finish it this soon, given how long the book is and how little I had gotten into it prior to the beginning of October, but I've already finished my reread, and oh my gosh, I am very happy to be back in this world. I am talking about I'm going to say friends, in quotes, my dear friends, Ms. Caroline Peckham and Ms. Suzanne Valentes, in this case, Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series, book number 1, Dark Fae. Oh my gosh. If y'all saw me last year, yes, okay, towards the end of Zodiac Academy, I was getting over Zodiac Academy. But for the first 3/4 of my time getting through Zodiac Academy, I was in a headspace where I had gone past cloud 9. I was on like cloud 11, 12, cloud 962. I was so happy reading Zodiac Academy. So I think it was towards the end of last year or the beginning of this year, one of the two. I spoke with my dear friend Amy, who I think were buddy reading Zodiac, or at least talking about Zodiac last year. And we decided that we would buddy read the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac. Not Zodiac Academy, because they're 2 different series and 2 different schools. Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, which is a prequel to the Zodiac Academy series in 2025. So I read this one. and I really enjoyed it, but then decided I would not be picking up book 2, and then of course I started my Cozy Mystery embargo at that time as well, at the beginning of February, so this is not a Cozy Mystery, so I didn't continue on. But of course, now that I've lifted that embargo, I've gone back to this world, and let me tell you, I need to continue. So, the premise, so let me just say this out of the gate. If you've read any of the books in the Zodiac Academy series, depending upon your takeaway from that is whether or not I would recommend this one. Because aside from chapters 1 and also I would probably say 2, everything else reads like Zodiac Academy did. It's a different plot, don't get me wrong. The plots are very distinctive, and we're even at a completely different school in this one. But it's definitely the same sort of Caroline Peckham, Suzanne Valenti phase at an academy type school situation. And yeah, so if you've read any Zodiac Academy and you loved that, then I highly recommend picking up this first book. And I did. On the whole, I loved Zodiac Academy. So, the premise of this book is, in this multi-perspective book, our main character, Elise's brother, is dead, and she has been told that it was owing to an overdose of the Fae drug Killblaze, but Elise knows Gareth would never ever take drugs. So she hacks her way into enrolling into the school he went to, Aurora Academy, to find out what is going on and to get to the bottom of it. So to my thoughts, I love Zodiac Academy and needed more from Peckham and Valenti's world. This book offered that. Though I must admit the first 2 chapters felt a tad off, but once I got to chapter 3, I was on another wild ride that I absolutely loved. The mystery was very intriguing, and its cliffhanger made it even more so. The magic system is the same as Zodiac, which allowed me to feel grounded in this world despite being at a different school. The Oscura clan and Lunar Brotherhood rivalry played out interestingly, especially given how Elise was able to make her way between them. There is still so much to uncover in this series, but it was the perfect start for me. And yes, indeedy, I gave this book 5 stars, and I need more, and I need it now. So the next book that I picked up was this book, Homework, a memoir of my Hollywood years by the dear Dame Julie Andrews. You know those philosophical questions that you can be asked, like, create a scenario. What would you do with this? And one of those questions is, if you could sit down to dinner with 5 different people or even one person and have dinner with them, who would it be? For me, it would be this woman, Julie Andrews. I love her. I grew up watching a couple of her movies, and I was very inspired not only by her as an actress and a singer, but also by the way that she carries herself, not only inside of, when she's filming TV and movies and singing her songs on stage and whatever she's doing, but also the way she carries herself just in general in person. I think that Julie is the warmth, the heart, the brightness, the sparkle that this world absolutely needs. And for me, it's going to be a very dark day when we lose Julie Andrews. So I've told everyone in my family, I'm telling you all the same thing. The day we lose Julie Andrews is the day that I have a dark day. I completely unplug, and all I do is just watch Julie Andrews movies and cry. So just be ready. If you don't see me anywhere, look up and see if Julie Andrews has passed away, and then you'll know why. But anyway, so this was absolutely what I needed to read in the moment that I read it. This is her second memoir. I have read the first one, which is Home, a memoir of my early years. This one being the second one, Homework, a memoir of my Hollywood years. Home, a memoir of my early years, her first one, leaves off with Julie arriving for day 1 on set at Mary Poppins, her first film that she acted in Hollywood. So it was the perfect ending for book number 1 and the perfect way to start off book number 2. Now, in this second memoir, Julie Andrews discusses her time in Hollywood from Mary Poppins 1964 through to and including when she was filming an indie film with her husband, Blake, called That's Life in 1986. It's important that you know that because this book does not go beyond 1986, and I'm hoping that Julie is continuing to write another memoir, because I'm sorry if I'm going to be selfish for one thing, but I need to have Julie tell me about her time on Princess Diaries. So I'm waiting for that moment. I thought it was going to come here, and spoiler alert, it doesn't. The timeline here is 1964 to 1986, or rather, probably 1963, because 1964 is when Poppins came out. She was filming it in 63, so 1963 to 1986. So to my thoughts, I first of all, as I say, need to point out that I feel I'm finishing this journey with a woman that I hold in such high regard. I assumed the book would cover all the Hollywood years and was therefore a little disappointed when it concluded in 1986. I really hope we get at least one more memoir from her that covers her later years. This book gave me, for the timeline it covered, everything I wanted and more. I was hoping to learn more about Mary Poppins, The Sound of Music, and Victor Victoria, and Andrews did not disappoint. I felt like she took even more time delving into memories of these three movies in comparison to others, and I was truly thankful for that. The scene in The Sound of Music where Maria and Captain Von Trapp sing Something Good, for example, has a pretty hilarious story, and the reason as to why it was done mostly in darkness. It was really funny too. I also enjoyed hearing about the sets on Victor Victoria and even the mechanical bird in Spoonful of Sugar from the movie Mary Poppins. This book is not always light-hearted, nor is it always fun or funny. I really appreciated Julie opening up to us about the darker moments she had experienced also. Really hoping we get a third book, a fantastic read, and I gave this book 5 stars. So now comes the question, what am I going to be reading next? And truth be known, prior to picking up homework, I actually started reading Mrs. Morris and the Mermaid. I made it about a chapter in and then decided, I'm just not ready for it. I then read a chapter of Legends and Lattes, and I realized I also wasn't ready for that one. I just wasn't. So I needed to continue, so I did. And my current read is Savage Fae, book number 2 in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. I'm really not far in at all. I'm like 5% into the book, and I'm really enjoying my time with it so far. So what happens after I finish this one, which this will take me a while to get through. This book is going to be 543 pages, and it's a big book, like very tall as well, so it's going to take me a while to get through. But when I finish this one, what am I going to be picking up? Well, I'm so glad that you asked me, because as I said, I needed more. I'm going to read more. So I'm going to read book 2 from Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, then book 2 from Makoto, and I'm going to have a blast doing so. I hope you are having a blast with your reading. I think this is the first time in a very long time where I said to myself, you know what? Stuff my TBR. I don't care. I know what I want to read, and I'm just going to read what I want to read for the sake of, because I want to read it. And you know what? It's resulted in me really enjoying my reading now more than I have in a very, very, very long time. I don't necessarily find myself as motivated to film videos for BookTube, unfortunately, and that's no fault to anyone. It just is what it is. I just don't find that motivation to hit the record button and start filming videos. But what I am absolutely motivated to do is to read. I'm really enjoying what I'm reading at the moment. I find myself waking up whenever I wake up that day, and my first thought being, I can't wait to get back to what I'm currently reading. I am enjoying reading so much at the moment, and I think a part of that is because I'm literally flying by the seat of my pants with this October TBR. So do be prepared that it is possible that when it comes to my November TBR that I say, this is my November TBR of possibilities, and we'll see how we go. Because I'm enjoying, I can't believe I'm going to say this, I'm enjoying being a mood reader and just reading whatever the heck I want to read when I want to read it. So there you go. Alright everyone, now for everyone's favourite game that we like to call Up. These are the books that I read in the first week of October, this is what I'm currently reading, and I hope that you're all having an amazing start to October so far. How have your reads been? Let me know in the comment section below. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you all go. Peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind, please love one another, and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. Yeah! Can still do that. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone!